Hello there. It is Saturday, August 9th. This is another entry into the diary of a micro budget filmmaker. I'm not going to say so much to do, so little time, because there is still plenty of time left, but oh my gosh. Just to catch you up, I am finishing up my purchases of equipment, and I'm going to go into that a little bit in terms of the philosophy. But first, so I'm trying to get an 11 to 16 millimeter lens off of eBay. I got one person sold theirs before I could get in touch with them. The other one, I nicely countered $10. He took it, placed the order, and then he said that the address coming up in eBay was not valid, which is weird because I've had like 5 or 6 things ship via eBay, so I'm not sure what's going on. And so we went back and forth a little bit. He canceled the order, told me to replace it, but I said, well, first make sure that this address is going to work. So I'm waiting for that to happen. That has been kind of a pain. The person that sold me the follow focus did not include one of the screws. She said she thinks she has it, but she has not indicated whether she's found it or if she's shipping it to me yet. And then I think I mentioned the band that comes with it. It's like an adjustable thing to fit on a lens. And unfortunately, it is too short. So I need to order, not only do I need to order a set of bands, but I need to order a longer rod so it'll go from the camera to the lens. Someday I'll actually have these on camera and I can show you. So that was kind of a pain. I've been spending a good portion of today with my friends ChatGPT and Google Gemini generating some posters for the backgrounds. I don't know if I'm going to print them or if I'm just going to composite them into the shot. I'd like to do the latter because even though it would take a while to have them printed out would probably cost, I don't know how much, I need to find out, but I'm sure it would cost quite a bit, and they wouldn't really look that good because they're relatively low quality. But it's amazing how good AI does. I hate to say it, in generating. I had some fake movie posters, and then I've got some Zodiac posters. The other thing is there is in the movie, there's one of the big things is there's a photo album with a bunch of old photos of 2 of the main characters. And I won't tell you what happens, but it's pretty interesting, so you need to watch it. And so I have gone through a bunch of old photos because 2 of the 2 people are, of course, my 2 sons, 2 of them. So it's kind of neat. So I'm going through old photos. I've got to make copies of those photos because then I have to cut them into photo-sized pieces and do some stuff with them, which I won't reveal at this time. And so that is taking a while. And then I'm trying to get generated a picture that I don't have an historical picture of. So it's involves a train track and they're putting together a piece of track. So I'm trying to get AI, and ChatGPT did an okay job. I sent a reference photo. I uploaded a reference photo and it doesn't look too bad. I need to ask Brett and Reese if they think it is a good enough representation. Otherwise, I think someone is going to have to do some Photoshop work. So that has taken a lot of time. I'm still waiting to hear from the one person whose house and grounds is going to be our main location. She was out of town for a few days, and I don't want to bug her, but I kind of need to find out because the next step is scheduling. And I think I showed you a spreadsheet or 2 that I'm working on. But until I know what days she has available, ideally all of them, I can't really start with the scheduling. But I think I can go through, since it's broken down by location, I can at least get a feel of how many scenes we could shoot a day based on X amount of pages per day, which is going to be a lot compared to a big budget film. So it's a lot. And I'm sure there's other things going on. I am at work. I took in my camera and I'm testing a few different lighting scenarios using some different lights. I'm also testing it to see how close of a picture I can get compared to a 4K, a Blackmagic Pocket 4K, just in case. It's more for work than for this movie because I don't think we would shoot two cameras. So I'm doing that. And the equipment purchase is about done. I'm waiting to hear from one of our sons about another movie that he may take part of, and that is going to change his travel schedule. So I have not bought his ticket. I'm looking at my bank account every day to see if it's got enough money on it before I put some more money in it. And I've got a few side gigs going on, and those don't pay much, but what they do will go into the budget, into the bank account, and then into the budget. So I don't have to take a bunch of money out of my 401k or whatever, which you got to do what you got to do. So all of this is to say, as I've said before, it's not super creative. Some of it is a little creative. It's a little tedious. It's not a lot of fun, but there's no one else to do it, so I've got to do it. Oh, also, I think I mentioned I've got a spreadsheet where I'm getting people's availability, and now I'm following up with some I haven't heard of yet to make sure that A, they're still interested, and then find out how much they'll be able to help. I heard from one of the makeup and hair ladies. One of them is basically available the whole time and is going to play a small role in the film because she has some acting in her background, and another indicated that she has got some makeup, and so she asked for pictures of the cast so she can sort of get an idea of what they look like. So that's very, very cool. And then I sent an updated version of a flyer that I had put at our local community college that a friend of mine from a previous employer who part-time teaches there is going to put up in a couple weeks when classes start. So I hope to get the interest of at least a couple more students, because right now it's a little hit and miss on availability. And I told the group that I really want one to be like the audio guy who can really take charge and be in control of that and make sure that audio is as good as possible, because we know how important good audio is. That is, so the bottom line is, which I guess is good at this point, there's really been no more script work. Hopefully there won't be in terms of writing, rewriting. I did, when I sent that script out to the cast, I said, as you read through it, if you hear something that doesn't come out right, because there's certain words or phrases that you just can't make come out like it should, or it just doesn't trip off your tongue. So I said, make note of that, and hopefully we'll get some version of a table read, and then we can do that. I'm trying to get some wardrobe ideas from some of the actors. Still have to figure out where one of them is going to stay and how much we're going to pay him. So I got to really work on that too. Plus, apart from the movie, we have a high school reunion next year, and I've been put in charge of it, unfortunately. So yeah, the weekends go very quickly and the nights are just like that. So those hardly even count. I wake up and I go, ooh, I've got like 16 hours today I can work. And suddenly the day is half over and I feel like I've done about a third or a quarter of what I want to do. So busy times. Of course, I wouldn't trade it for anything unless I had $1 million, and I'd trade it for an assistant who could do a bunch of this stuff. But until then, I will keep working. Hopefully you will keep watching. Tell your friends about this if they're interested. And come on back after you make your own movie, and then we'll all commiserate together.